Hi everyone. So today I want to discuss two things. First is an application that video I had posted earlier that I had built a mental math application which allows anyone to practice the calculation speed. So if I can just show you, this is Antigravity application, the picture you will see. So earlier it was an Android app that I already had. Now I have the migrated this whole application into PWA because Android app was becoming uh, working on it was becoming too complex for me. So if I can just show you the current status of it. So let me add one more screen. Yes. So this is the current PWA. So the advantage of it is that it is available on the web, mobile, Android, iOS. It is compatible with everything, every system, and you can install it on your web and mobile. And how I migrated it to from my Android app because Android app was built in the Java, entirely coded into Java using Android Studio. And then I wanted to switch to the JavaScript because the UI UX was very limiting and too complex for me to run the Android Studio because every time it sync would happen, Gradle would sync, then build would take lots of time to get the build perform and everything. So finally, I thought that, and also sharing is very difficult because if you have built that APK file, now if you want to share with someone, so you have to share that APK file. They need to download it again. You go to the Android app, you change the settings to errors, then only you can download the application in the Google Android mobile. So now with this PWA, you can means anyone can download. Just you can share a link. I deployed it on Vercel, and you can just download. Just open the link and you can access the application and start using it. So I downloaded it and migrated it to the PWA using this Antigravity. Now when I the all the if you can see the all the chat history, different workflows and scenarios, how I upgraded it, and everything. So when you ask it to the this is a chat window and the model I use Gemini 3.1 Pro. Now what does high and low means I don't know because 3.1 Pro is their latest model. Now within their latest model for this anti-gravity application, I think they've implemented something high or low based on users or something like that. Flash Cloud and GPT OSS. I think this is open source model. This is a cloud and these are all users model. Now in the planning, before you give it a task, it plans everything. So when I gave it a prompt, so it gave me a walkthrough of the planning task, how it will do everything. This is the technical map, how it will run locally. Because I wanted to check this locally, then I wanted to deploy it. I did not have the Vercel, so I installed the CLI tool version, and now I can any updates that I want to do in that, I can just push it from here, uh, the version. So again, let me first show you the application. So what it is in the what are the things available in the application. Then you see in the application. So we can install it from here. It is already installed. So it is already installed. I downloaded it from com. So there are three uh, buttons or three scenarios in the standard training, infinite practice, You can practice it infinitely. There is no limit to it. Of course, there are levels, level 1, level 2. If your accuracy level is high, and then the question difficulty changes automatically. Now, let's say, let me attempt this. And if you fail, if let's say I attempted wrong, let's say I inputted something. So you see, it gives me the answer, the chunking strategy. And we discussed it previously. Chunking strategy is just that I remove the ones, 1 and 8, and I just add this 80 60. That is 140. And 8 plus 1, 9, 149. And it also gives me best time, worst time, what is my average time, calculates everything. And I can just exit it here. Now, if I want to go in approximation sprint, so herein I get the option. So with the four choices, it is sometimes easier because you do not want to get the exact, but by just adding the 90, 60, 150 and 85 is 13. So you are 163. And you see there is no next button. So that was the one issue I fixed it. And in the 60-second challenge, the timer starts running for the 60 second year. Sorry, here we get 56 seconds. So if I want to solve this, 1940 130, answer will be 135. Yes, you see. 1990 180, and it is 188. Now let's say I put some wrong. So I get the chunking with help. Okay, just exit it. So for the mobile also it is a similar uh, experience. If you use it on mobile, that is why you are migrated to the PWA. Now going back to the this. So this is the prompt that I gave, and this was generated again to convert. You see each of the Java activities. I have three screens. First is if I can show you the screens for the manifest file. This is the white configuration. This is the main JavaScript index. This is the storage file. Summary screen implementation file. Yes. This is the game screen. The actual screen that you see. This is the actual screen. And code for that. Let me close this in the chat. Yes. So this is the game screen. See, all of course, all look very big because earlier it was very simple. You just had to add. Yes, you keep on adding, and you get the next set of questions. Now I have divided into three sections. If you see practice, challenge, and estimate. These are different three steps. And I'm practicing what is my. This is my game type. I have the escape button, key down. I can go into the challenge mode, different types of it. I have the summary. Summary means gives me the total time I have taken. My state is refreshed. The number is generated. Random number 10 to 99. Then this is the home screen. You can navigate to the game MentalMath Pro, and this is the subtitle that is fixed on the heading high velocity MBA MentalMath streaming. The Then you can select the mode processing RU MBA estimation in standard training. This is the full app. I think these codes are for the migration that I done in the React Native. These are the codes for that. And this is the implementation plan that Android Antigravity gave me. That how we will migrate from uh, Java to React Native. So this is the task with the overall version 3. Now what are the tasks? I advanced difficult level system, optimize state handling, because my one core requirement was that users should not log in because it runs on the offline, and the core goal of this was that I just want to practice. I don't want to. is install the app, log in, and that. Because when you build that login functionality, you have to again go to the authentication and everything. So that makes the backend implementation. I did not want this. This want a very light application, and anyone can just log in the link and start practicing. Also, one issue that I am still facing with this issue. One of this is not the issue. Okay, I will just show you the exact error that I am facing currently. Now I'm trying to solve it. Uh, the Gemini told me that it has been solved, but it has not been solved. Although the yes, so this is the issue. So if you see, if I open in the mobile version, so I get the this response that if I click on the install button, I get that installation is either completed or my browser requires me to click on these three dots here, click on this three dot, and from here add to screen, home screen manually I have to do this. But when I go to the browser, I am not able to find this add to home screen option in the Chrome browser. Now when I put this, it says that the header part, it was in PNG file related some logic was there. The 192 into 192 versus placeholder PNG into public folder, the format or the size of 512, the Chrome wanted PNG specification, so it did that. But again, I pushed this to prod, and also I think currently it is not yet not successfully not reached running. So this is the anti-gravity holds so the okay, this is the master. Okay, but Vercel you can 7 to one more error I was facing is that I was installing when I was pushing my code, I was not actually pushing the actual code, actual file folder where my code was located. So this is just the um, parent folder, but actual code is not in this folder. Actual code is in within this. There are segments of folder where I need to change the directory, then go to the actual folder where my code is located. So that was one issue. It was not an issue, but again, just I was not aware. So this is the actual folder where my now I went into the actual folder where my code is located. Now if I want to push this, I just type in Vercel slash prod. So it will push the code and start the deployment. Okay, that's all. This is the first part of video that I wanted to talk about. Now the second part of video I wanted to talk about is that some ideas that I have written, thinking on the sorry, how to yes, let me open the Excalidraw. This is very useful. I will paste the content here, then we will discuss. Again, this is related to previous topics we were discussing, the cap table we will provide like that. We will discuss. Just related to something else. So the core idea that I want to discuss is again understanding our ecosystem of semiconductor industry or how chip design whole industries. So what are the different layers of it and who are the different players? So first I will post my thought. So this is the content that I have written. Now let me just post it. So Yes, now let me just share the window. So the first layer is that this entire ecosystem. First layer is the design, processing design. So whatever memory chips or the computer chips or the integrated circuits, that whatever by the name you call it. But again, if you are using a laptop or a mobile or a different device, it depends. The processing unit will just proceed with the processing unit. So any computer, let it be laptop, mobile device, anything, it is a computer. It is computing. So that is a computer, and it's a processing unit to process the task that user is asking. So there is a CPU, the central processing unit that we had studied in the schools. There is CPU, different part, RAM. There is a ALU. Then there is a what you call a memory unit. And there are cores. So in a computer, chips are the most important. So the first layer of it, the ecosystem, there are two parts of it. First, who is designing the chips? So herein we can uh, divide into two parts, because in a computer, in a CPU, chips is the main brain of the whole circuit. So designing that is the central. Now once you design it, second comes in the um, fabricating it, producing it, manufacturing it. So what is the industry term is the fabless and fabrication. Fabless means the companies who are only involved in the design, such as Nvidia, Google, Microsoft, Amazon. Intel is also mostly in the design itself. I think they are limited to design. Samsung does both design and manufacturing, because now moving to the design and manufacturing. Now design is not cheap, but manufacturing is very expensive and very hard to scale, very hard to manage. So that is why there are big monopolies in the manufacturing. Only one company, TSMC, or I think two or three companies are there who are in the manufacturing of it. AMD is also one big company in the semiconductor industry. So within this ecosystem, uh, so this is the second part, design and manufacturing. Now AWS, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, they were not into this semiconductor. They did not begin their journey in the semiconductor. They began their journey as a software or as a device, the computing device. They began their journey. But once they realized that what in marketing terms or in business terms called vertical integration, once they realized the maximum of their profit is into chips, the processing units is where their maximum dependency is on. And now they were dependent on the Intel, AMD, the Nvidia, or the Ryzen chips. So they went into designing those chips. Now Amazon has its own chip for their servers. Uh, Apple has M1, M2, M3 chips for its laptops, mobile. Google also has its chips for data centers, TPU. So this is the second layer of it. Now what is the third layer of it? Third layer is the uh, devices in the semiconductor industry, fabrication industry, which are used. That is also produced by only one company. I think its name is TSML or something. It is a Dutch-based company. They are the monopoly. There is only one company that produces those machines, 300 million or 400 million machine, one machine cost, which is used in the fabrication. So these are the three or four layers for the semiconductor industry. Now it overlaps in the sense that Google, when it is producing its own mobile device, so it may ask for Intel chips, or when it is launching its, let's say, laptop, Chromebook, and everything, it may have the CPU or the everything of Intel. Now let's take off Nvidia. Nvidia has a GPU or the AI processing units. It is major means revenue in the recent AI boom has been this AI processing units GPUs. So they are mainly in the GPU category. But recent news we have heard that they are moving into launching their own CPU, again participating in the uh, Intel and maybe trying to get some CPU for the laptop and mouse. Now how the CPU, GPU, there is some TPU, tensor processing unit, now there is NPU, neural processing unit. So now this CPU and GPU differ in core logic is that CPU is for let's say multivariate for like our laptop. So it has limited cores, but GPU has hundreds of cores, and its task is not variable, not a variety. It has a same task, and it processes it parallelly. That is why it has multiple cores, thousands of cores. But CPU has limited cores, and it processes tasks sequentially. So managing memory, managing fastness is more important for a CPU. So these are the 3 or 4 layers for the semiconductor industry. Okay, that's all. This is some of the notes that I have written. I wanted to just refine this. Okay, that's all. In the next video, maybe we'll discuss something else. Thank you.